What's up, my people? How to master the angles or angels of light. Brothers and sisters, today we're going to kind of introduce the next pay-per-view series as we talk about establishing and controlling, if you want to use that term, the 9 angles or the 9 planes of your existence. What's very, very important to understand is light emits or lives inside of matter, but matter does not live inside of light. And today we want to reveal, explain, illuminate, and simplify one of the most important keys to my, I'm going to say new, but a deeper level of awareness and understanding when we talk about that life is a projected electrical magnetic matrix. We call it a hologram. So we all are angles or angels. So we want to talk about how to transcend the lower light or the lower realms that we call the flesh or 3D and return back to the higher land or the higher realms of light that we call 9T, or that I call 9T. And so when we talk about this, we're talking about over an understanding like once this resonates, it transforms your entire existence because you start to operate in and remove all of the things that hold you back. Because the only thing that is holding you back is the thing that's been holding me back. And that was the disruptive thought, which is a belief. But that belief that is disrupting my natural alignment. We talked about before, especially in the private message last night, the difference between destiny and destination. And it's very important that we understand because you can't get to your destination without your destiny. But you can't see your destiny without understanding your destination. They both, as always, it's never option A or option B. It's always option C. And so it's very important as we move forward now in the middle of 2024, and we're talking about, man, the time delay, time under tension. And I've been looking at the amount of time that I've spent under tension. And from a exercise perspective, the amount of time you spend under tension, that determines the amount of growth that you have. Because as I've been going through this time that I've been spending under tension, clarity, crystal clear clarity of the destination helps me to see clearer because now, for the first time, this clarity allows me to see higher planes of density or existence. So now I understand that destiny is predetermined, but the destination is self-determined. You determine your destination because you make a choice, do I pursue my destiny? But all of that is hindered. All of that is stopped because our thoughts is creating our destination, not our destiny. The destiny is in stone. It's in your DNA, but the destination is not. So what's holding you back? The only thing that's holding you back is we have a unclear destination. We're making thoughts. We're having thoughts that's disruptive. It is these disruptive thoughts. And it's interesting because they don't come across as disruptive. It's like in Aladdin's lamp, and if you guys remember that movie, they made like 2 or 3 of them, but I remember the first one is like a little cartoon. And if you guys can go back in your memories and you think about Aladdin, and then it's very interesting that Aladdin, when he got to that cave of wonders, I think it was called, and he was looking for, remember he had that little monkey friend, kind of same thing with, wow, monkey. Same with the Lion King. Remember the Lion King? And he has the little monkey, I forgot the monkey's name in the Lion King, and Aladdin's lamp, because the monkey represents the mind, the monkey mind. The monkey mind, notice the monkey appears to be the friend. But just like in Aladdin, when he goes out into the cave and that big tiger that opened up his mouth and he tells Aladdin one thing: touch nothing but the lamp. But Aladdin, he didn't touch anything, but the monkey did, because the monkey represents the mind. You guys remember the series that I did on the monkey mind? So the monkey mind limits your shine. It is because of the monkey mind that we can't shine. And it's amazing because I think about the way my mind oscillates and vibrates. And remember, everybody's frequency, waves, and vibrations is different. But you already have. Remember we talked about that before. Everybody already, you can't manifest anything, you just align with it. But something is prohibiting that alignment. Because we already are wealthy, we're already healthy, everything already exists, it exists on another timeline than what you're on. And the thing that blows me away is the thing that prohibits, and we call it the flesh. So the flesh wars against the spirit, and the spirit wars against the flesh. These two are contrary to one another. So the monkey mind limits the shine. Because the monkey mind, just like in Aladdin, and he goes out into the cave, then the moment that the monkey touched, I think it was a big jewel, and the moment that the monkey touched the jewels, the cave started to collapse on Aladdin, which represents the moment that you touch, the moment that you give into your fleshly and worldly addictions, if you will. That's when your world starts to collapse. So when we put more attention, we are literally creating that frequency match, because our mind is full of that frequency. So the goal is to recognize the frequency that you are emitting. And it sounds easy, right? If it was easy, I'll be doing it, you'll be doing it, we all be doing it. So it's not as easy as we think, because it's not conscious. So the thing that's important to understand is that, okay, we got to make the unconscious conscious. We have to learn how to quiet the mind and train the monkey. We got to quiet the mind to hear source. And it's interesting because in the cartoon Aladdin, source represents the magic carpet. Because notice the magic carpet allowed or assists with the quieting, the stealing, because it assists them with going places. The magic carpet was assisting Aladdin with finding the lamp. And the lamp represents the pineal gland. The lamp represents light. The lamp represents love. The lamp represents being authentic. So when that's your job, it's just like the cartoon Aladdin. Same thing with, the Lion King. The ability to tap into your destination and your destiny. So I talk a lot about destiny, but how do we establish that destination? The destination, remember, that's the journey. So you got to marry that. You got to marry the destination, the step-by-step process that takes you to the destiny. So you need both destiny and destination. That's to quiet the monkey, because the monkey mind is preventing the shine. The monkey mind is all over the place. The monkey mind is like, man, it's not going to work. The monkey mind is like jumping around and just telling you, hey, look at this, all the bad things that's going to happen. That's the monkey. So when we think about that, we got to understand that, okay, I got a mind, you got a mind, but now I have to harness. I got to make sure, because I can't allow my mind to limit my shine. So it's up to me, it's up to you to be able to cultivate the mind so that we can shine. So it has to do with you and I being able to cultivate. So my responsibility is the cultivation of my mind. So it's yours. Because the monkey holds the key to your money. When we Think about any issue that we have. It's the monkey. The monkey holds the key to your money. And once we understand that the word monkey is key and mon, when you reverse engineer so the key to the money is the ability for you to process the monkey, to tame the monkey. The mind is limiting the shine because it's jumping around all over the place. It's like a monkey can't sit still. It's like it's all over the place. So my job and your job is to make sure, how do we calm the mind? How do you tame a monkey? Well, you got to give him a banana. When you think about in the wild, you look at monkeys and you think about, okay, how does they get a monkey to go into a cage? When we think about how do you get your mind, see, the monkey mind is this conversation that arises as you stretch out and move in the direction of your vision, your destiny, your diakonia. That's when the monkey shows up. The monkey is going to show up as soon as you show up. Now, as long as you play in church and, robbing Peter to pay Paul and you are, living in a lap of luxury from the perspective of, remember, you can have money, but money can't have you. Like, you can have nice whatever, as long as you control it and it doesn't control you. They're like cell phones. They're like the internet. They're like everything. Like, if you have an addiction, you need to monetize it. Not that monetization is everything, because the highest frequency, only reason that we hear is love, or what I call authenticity. It is this authentic authenticity that changes the game. Because when you're operating in authentic authenticity, you totally transform the negative habit pattern. Because the pattern already exists, brothers and sisters. That's what blows me away. The thing that blows me away is like, man, we live in a universe, a multiverse, where everything already exists. So the only way that it's not in your hands is that you blocking it. Now, it's very interesting because with your conscious brain, you're saying to yourself that, no, I'm not blocking it. Because that's what we want. But remember, whatever you want, you can't have. So you got to ask yourself, why do I want whatever it is, whether it's wealth, health, wisdom, or relationship? There's an idea that you don't have it. Now, in the 3D realm, that's true. But in the 9G realm, it's not. So you got to go up. So what color do you think in? Like if you close your eyes and if you thought about, your dream car, what color is it? You know that some people can't see color with their mind's eye, the lamp. Just like in the cartoon, same thing with Pinocchio. Remember, Pinocchio wanted to be a boy. All these cartoons are telling us the same thing. All these movies, Hollywood is telling us the same thing. Even the word Hollywood, we know that's the holly tree. All of the magic wands back in the day was made by the holly tree because it was considered mystical or magical. So that particular type of wood had magical powers. So Hollywood represents magic. But what is magic? Magic is nothing but the ability to go into the mind and see an image and bring the image that doesn't exist from the spirit realm into the physical realm. That's magic. Magic is for you to be a magnet. So it got demonized. So as we've been talking about in the private messages, man, the rulers of this world. Last night we talked about one of the most powerful things that I've uncovered in Revelation 9:11, the Ark of Baal. And I understood it, but God always takes me through the experience of something before he gives me the knowledge of something. That's why I'm okay with the time that I'm spending under tension. Now, we call that stress. I don't call it stress. It's like stretching a rubber band. So it's how much tension. So tension means that, you've been stretched Well, when you're being stretched thin, the monkey goes crazy. He starts jumping around like, oh shit, what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do. Your job is to calm. Get some deep nostril breathing. You gotta calm the monkey. Because when we understand the royal arc, it's a curve. Remember, lines are limits. A straight line is a limit. So you don't want to go in a straight line. You want to go in a curve, because the universe is made out of curves. Because a curve is an arc. It's a kurka. It's a circle. So the ark of Baal replaced the ark of the covenant. So this royal ark is what is called Mount Hermon, as we talked about last night. And then Mount Hermon means Armon, A-R-M-O-N, which means A-M-M-O-N. That's the part of the brain that controls your memories. It controls your emotions, your feelings. It controls your manifestation. So when you go into the biology behind the disruptive thought that is limiting your shine, because remember, everything already exists. So if it's not in your hands right now, as I'm talking to you right now, if whatever your goals, and now remember for me, your goal is two things that are married. It's the highest plane of existence. So that means you are a high resonant being with exceptional mental clarity. That's the goal. The goal is exceptional mental clarity. The goal is for you to be able to change the speed of your vibration. That's the goal. The purpose for you existing on this planet is to learn how to change the speed of your need. To be able to interpret, because interpretation determines implementation. That's the goal. That's the only reason you're here. Change your interpretation. You stay in 3D, problem, obstacle, tension. So I'm in tension. I'm staying in tension until I change my interpretation. Because speed is the result of clarity. Clarity is the result of confidence. Confidence is developed under tension. No athlete, nobody develops confidence sitting in the Bahamas sipping pina coladas in the beach. Because you are in a relaxed state. Because you already have. Nobody who has money is trying to get money. Nobody who has health is trying to get, they just maintain it. So that's my job. That's your job, is get to a place of maintenance. Mental maintenance. But how do we get to a place of mental maintenance? You got to get to a place of clarity of the future. In the present. Come on, preacher. So it's difficult. I'm going to say almost an imp. I-M-P, that little devil, is almost imp. It's an imp. I-M-P, which is called for P-I-M-P. That imp is your pimp. So that pimp, that's an imp, is limiting your shine. So we got to deal with the pimp. The pimp is an imp. The imp is the distance or the gap between what you know and what you believe. It's called the knowledge gap. You got a knowledge gap. That's why. What is a knowledge gap? So peace comes from knowledge. But knowledge of what? Knowledge that your desires are fulfilled. Like nobody stresses when they have knowledge. Nobody. So my weight goes up and down. How come I'm not stressed out when my weight goes up? But by knowledge, I know. I don't wish. I don't hope. I don't believe. I don't ponder. I don't take no classes. I don't call no reverends, no doctors, no bishops, no curandero. I know already, because I've done it at least 100 times. I know how to drop 30 pounds in 30 days. I can do it in my sleep. So there's no Stress, zero. How come? Even when I implement it and it doesn't work because the body has muscle memory. So the body knows and it set aside a certain amount of calories. That's why some people plateau, because they do the same shit when they go work out. My body has no idea I don't even know what I'm going to do. I figured out, I don't know. That's why I keep telling you guys, witches don't like me. The dark side doesn't like me because they cannot hijack my intent. The reason why most Negroes are subjected to the dark side, because if you watch every movie like that movie way back in the day called Push, and they had psychic powers and they could push things, telekinesis stuff and all of that. Remember, I did a series in a book on that called, the 9. So each life path number has a gift. And I put it inside your Dick report. In fact, it's in the very front of your Dick report. That's how you push. That's how you get things done. And so the enemy knows that, though. They hijack, so they take your gift and they use it against you. Unless you are smarter than the average Negro, a.k.a. Alec Kibidon, which means what? You are a high vibration expression of God that operates in singularity. That's where all of the gifts, all 9 gifts exist simultaneously. You have access. Why? Because you're all knowing, you're all power, you're all present, you're all simple, you're all love. That means you source. So now you are the source of the gift. So you don't need the gift. You are the gift. But what does that mean, though? So that means the universe. But the universe means uni, means you and I. Uni also means one. So universe. So how many verses? Now, what is a verse? This is extremely important. This is how I function in tension. This is how I function in extreme adversity. When everybody else that I know tap out. That's why I never share. I can't even share with my wife. I can't share with but I can't share with nobody. 'Cause when I do, they're like, "Oh shit, man, I feel sorry for you, dog." So that creates what? Fear. Now, I got a serious problem with most keep it on. So why, even if fear does exist, why would you operate in it? What does that mean? Why would you use fear as a motivating factor? In other words, even if hell does exist, why would you preach it? Knowing that it's going to cause something. What's it going to cause? It ain't going to cause faith. I mean, I just don't know how you would react. But we know 1 Timothy, one of my favorites, that says, God has not given us a spirit of fear. So if God didn't give you the spirit of fear, where did it come from? Well, it comes from the anti-God. That's the monkey. So we know, I know, 2 Timothy 1:7, God has not given me a spirit of fear, but he gave me a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. So I know. So that means I don't do fear. So in other words, you can't tell me, hey, if you don't do this, something bad is going to happen to you. I'm doing it. But remember, I was born like that. It's not my fault. I got to drop to my head when I was there. So it's not my fault, Sister Addie. That's just the way I came out the womb. Now you can't threaten me. Come on, bro. Now remember, I don't recommend it. Because it's kind of rough, Sister Addie. Go through a lot of, like my grandmother told me, boy, your life going to be rough. Well, I just don't do fear. I can't be punked. So sorry. I don't like bullies. It just goes against everything that the way that I'm designed, the way that my brain works. My brain works. There's always a ram in the bush. It's how my brain works, though. The glass is always half full. So I have to separate myself because everybody likes to wallow or stay or, coddle. Not everybody has bad days, and I'm not talking about that. No, that bad day turned, it's been 6 months now? Now, the problem exists. Like, I've been going through a, low vibrational state for, a year now, at least. But my frequency, my wave, my vibration is still the same. So why am I going to speak for myself? Because all of the last shows I've done, I would not do them or not be able to do them if I wasn't under tension. So when we went through book 1, Knowledge is Demonic, I would have never done that series unless I was under tension. We broke down life is abundant. That we broke down the word theonutas, which means God breathed life. I would not have embedded intent. I would not know that if I didn't go through what I'm going through. Then we talked about the web of ignorance. You guys remember that? I would not, I understand. I just didn't know ignorance was not a thing. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't know that ignorance simply means that you can't see. That's what we're talking about. Ignorance is Hosea 4:6. My people perish for lack of knowledge. That's what knowledge is, the word ignorance. Ignorance means that you don't have access to higher thought. Why? The monkey. So the monkey is blocking you from accessing higher planes of existence. That's what we talked about when we book 4 talked about heaven's gate. So you got to go to heaven. Heaven is internal righteousness. Internal righteousness simply means that while you are in the lion's den, not when you get out, while you are in the lion's den, you got to live like you're not. While you are in the fiery furnace, you got to act like while you are in the belly of the whale, you got to act like you're on dry land. It's internal righteousness in the midst of adversity. The universe gives no fucks because it has no fucks to give. Now, I know that's so for some of y'all, that may be a little rough. I don't apologize. Because right now you think somebody cares. Because you do. So you're the only one. You're the only one still operating in care. Universe don't even care. God, that's not nowhere in the Bible. Can't find it. The word is a Luciferian term. The worst thing you could do in your life is care. Because that means you're living in a state that blocks your money. Because caring means I have a concern about you. How can God have a concern? Because remember, we are gods. We broke that down, especially in Psalms 82, 1-8. So if you're God, and you're all knowing, you're all power, you're all present, you're all simple, and you're all loving. Now we know, because what is the opposite of those 5 frequencies? Remember, fivefold ministry? Remember Hebrews 4:12? What is the opposite of those? Bam! That's the world we live in right now. Right now, the world we live in is not all-knowing. There's a lot of non-knowing that I know. I know a lot of non-knowing Negroes and non-Negroes. I know a lot of non-powerful people. I know a lot of complicated people. They should be simple, but they're complicated. I know a lot of people that are not present in their own reality. They are fake. They try to escape. Everything is hair, nails, eyebrows, ass, titties. Men too. That was one guy. He got a fake pec. He got fake chest muscles. Like, man, I know. I mean, man weaves. Men doing it too, ladies. Fake. How come? How come? All loving. No, all hate. Look what's going on with the DNC. I mean, with the politics. The Republicans hate the Democrats. The Democrats hate the Republicans. Even though we both know it's all a stage. The whole world is a stage. And, excuse me, As Sister T just said, escapism. So, Sister T, what is everybody trying to escape, Sister T? What are we running from? How come we can't embrace our reality, Sister T? What's going on in the world that everybody has to have a coping mechanism? What is it about being in adversity that makes us want to run? I got to get out, Doc. I got to get out, man. It's hard out here for a pimp. What is it about adversity that causes people to fold up their tent? Like, man, I got to tap out. I don't want to play no more. Because we have an expectation. So there's something about the expectation that says, I don't believe it. That's why I'm expecting it. Nobody expect. I don't expect. Because we have an expectation. Again, it's all about perspective. So everybody has it. But now I want to change the definition of it. Because remember, interpretation determines implementation. The only way to operate outside of time, space, and matter. Remember what I said at the beginning of this show. Light exists inside of matter. Matter cannot exist inside of light. God is the light of the world. God said, let there be light. And booyah, there was light. He said it in one verse. Let there be light. One verse. So that's what you're supposed to do. God is our elder brother. On that term, he set the example. So the word universe means one verse. So in other words, the universe was created by one phrase, one verse, one song. And that verse, that song, is what is that term? Because remember, depending on who you talk to, because remember, most of the keep-it-ons, they love to debate. They got feelings, and they in their feelings, they don't give a fuck about right or wrong, moving forward or moving backwards. They just feel disrespected, so they are angry because they have an expectation. So a verse is a single line of composition. Let there be light. Single line of composition. Let me say it again. God is a single line of composition. The universe is God, and God is the universe. God created the universe, and the universe is used to create God. God is a arranged geometric rhythm. Now, remember in the private message what we were talking about with them, I don't know, Masons and Masonic Lodge, and talked about in the Book of Giants, they have a different, God is called a grand architect. But it's one verse. It's one frequency. So what does that do? No monkey. Because the monkey is multiple verses. So the archangel is an archangel. You need to master. You must become an archangel. You must be a angel of light. An angle. Let there be light. So creation is the result of having a single verse. Metamorpho. A single line of code, during that term. A single frequency, a single wave, a single verb, a single vibration. Another term that the Masons use, God is the grand geometricon. So the geo, as in the word, is like, remember, geometry? So he's the grand architect. Geometricon of the universe. Now, the great architect of the universe, that will get on, the square and the compass and all of that stuff that's talked about, but that means the grand dragon. And that gets into what we've been talking about doing the private message that's inside of all of the sacred texts. So the ark created another embedded frequency below God's. That's called the flesh. So the flesh wars against the spirit wars against the flesh. So you got two destinies. You got two destinations. And you determine which one manifests based upon the one that you feed. There's two wolves. Remember that old Native American phrase? Everybody has two wolves. Which wolf is going to win? The one that you feed. So the quest that we are embarking upon today is how to feed the spirit and starve the flesh. Because obviously, if it was so easy, everybody would be doing it. And everybody's not doing it. So again, we go back to the $1 billion question. What is stopping you? We know about everybody else, but you personally, what's stopping you? Well, the monkey got the key. I remember my book that talks about the key of knowledge. They took away the key. Who's they? The monkey. Who's the monkey? You. Who's you? The mind. Okay, what is the mind? The mind is the tool that was given to you by source to bring thought into captivity. Remember, we do not generate thought. We inspect it. But most of us don't consciously inspect thought. It's done for us by the monkey. So, of course, the monkey is going to what is the monkey? The reticular activating system is going to let through thought that does what? Validates what you call feel good. Now, when you are stressed, you want to get rid of the stress. So what's causing you stress right now? Something got you stressed out. So we all are stressed. Now, we're very intelligent now, to keep it honest. So we don't call it stress. We don't call it tension. We just call it, some of us call it love. Some of us call it my responsibility, brother. Some of us call it an obligation. Some of us we call it a job. Some of us, we call it stress family. Some of us call it stress children. Some of us call it stress husband. Some of us call it stress, a car. Some of us call it stress house. Some of us call it stress a bill. But we all got it. And it has different levels. Different levels of what we call anxiety. So obstacles are opportunities. And obstacles are, let me rephrase that. Obstacles are options that can and should lead to opportunities. But what's the magic word? Implementation. There's no implementation. How come, Doc? No interpretation. What does that mean, Doc? Interpreting. What does that mean, though? Well, that's how I see the world, brother. And you can't, everybody tell me, man, shit. You can't tell me how to think, brother. You cannot tell me how to feel. And which is true. So when I talk to people, I tell them, I'm sorry you feel that way. Usually it's not verbal. Usually I send the energy that says, I'm sorry you feel that way. When I have a disagreement with Triple Chocolate, I tell her the same thing. I'm sorry you feel that way. But, like I tell my kids, clients, wife, you are totally justified to feel any way you want to feel. No reverend, doctor, or bishop has the right to tell you how to feel. You are totally justified. Because the devil is not stupid. You honestly think the devil is going to make you feel something that is not real? That ain't how he works. That dude is like, I mean, it's you because he, she, you, your lower self, the edging God out, the ego, that angle. Remember how to master angles of light. There's multiple different angles of light. I'm recommending that you learn what I'm learning. Man, it's, like they said in Lion King, it's slimy yet satisfying. Put it that way. It's slimy yet satisfying. Now, everybody ain't going to be happy. Because remember, your timing under tension. Because everybody has an expectation because you have an agreed upon time. But nobody consulted source when we agreed upon that time. Me and you could come into an agreement. Neither one of us consulted source. We just made an agreement. The universe, remember, the universe means one line of code. So we made an agreement, but we used multiple lines of code. So we violated universal spiritual law, but we didn't know it. At least I didn't know it. So we didn't know that we were supposed to monetize our magic. I mean, I didn't know. Remember, I didn't have, and I wasn't born with, that's why I created the life management system. I was not born with like an operating book, a standard operating procedure. You know how you go out and you buy a table and you get instructions to put it together? So it didn't come, like if you buy a car, you get an operating manual. When you was born, did anybody give you, I don't know, Sister T, they didn't give me an operating manual, Sister T, on how to be a black man in America. Nobody told me, Sister T. I have to figure this shit out on my own. Slimy, yet satisfied. So, unfortunately, Sister T, it is not by, I mean, I didn't wake up this morning and say that I want to go out and piss off a bunch of people, Sister T. That's not what I said. I said my intent. And my intent, like I said, every morning is for wealth, health, wisdom, and getting my toes curled. My intent is to spread love, joy, peace, goodness, meekness, and self-control. My intent is to create win-win situations. Everybody's happy. Everybody's winning. But, Sister T, as I found out, a lot of folks don't want to win, Sister T. Everybody ain't in it to win it. Now they're going to tell you that, yes, sir, I'm on your side, Doc. I want to win. Now, what does win mean? Win means you want to move forward. You want to move in a direction mentally. What does that mean, though? That means that in the midst, while I'm in the lion's den, I'm going to take some deep nostril breathing. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to imagine that my black ass is outside of the lion's den. But I'm still in the lion's den, though, Steve, but I'm going to use my imagination. Now, they call that meditation. Now, you can call it whatever you want to call it, man. You can call it, somebody call it astral projection, okay? You can call it, hemisync. You can call it double think. Man, you can call it whatever. But the only question I have for you is, how you feeling, bro? Yeah, come on, preacher. You see, brothers and sisters, how you feel determines what's real. Your emotional intelligence. When you are in the lion's den, you're afraid. Some of us, not all of us. Now, you should be telling me, Doc, you don't understand. All the lions are roaring, and they salivating, and they big, and they ferocious. Them lions look mean, dog. They look like they ready to bite, and they got big teeth. Y'all remember in the Bible, they sent them out to the promised land, and where did they come back? Doc, God, you smoking some serious crack, bro. There's giants out there, dog. What the you mean? This is the promised land. Remember they came out, there's giants in the land. Meaning, there's some big ass problems out there, homie. And you tell us that's where we going? I don't think so. So everybody has the same response when they see the promised land. The land flowing with milk and honey. So the pineal gland and pituitary gland are activated, and they create this substance that looks like milk and honey, and it goes through the body. When you are operating in a high vibrational state, that's Mount Hermon. That's the key to knowledge. But they took away the key. Who took the key? The monkey got the key. Who's the monkey? The monkey is the negative habit pattern. That's the flesh. So remember, even in the Lion King, except in the Lion King, they had the little dude and the warthog and what you call them, and then they had the Rafiki. Same thing like in Aladdin. Those are nothing but addictions. And those addictions do what? They control your attention. So the only currency now in the world is attention. Nothing matters. Money, paper, the whole world has changed. The game has changed. This is an attention economy now. So I told you guys have to revamp everything because now nobody gives what you. Only thing is, can you get attention? Then once you get it, you got 15 seconds to add value. If not, swipey, no swipey. I'm going on to the next video. So we got to process, for lack of a better term, the way by which we establish or maintain our attention. So this is the new key to knowledge. This is how we get the key so we get our money. Because the mun key, the key mun, the monkey has the key. So how do we get the key back? Modern day thinking, frequency, vibration is called harmonics. So we live in a world that's based upon what is called harmonics. So harmonics is cymatics. Now, the step-by-step process that's inside of the advanced class that I'll be breaking down, and it includes, right now, I think I got like about 30 books. And there's a lot of these books, and I've been sending you guys, in the chat, some of the books that's going to be included that breaks down and removes and help you process and get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on today. Why are you spending so much time under tension? In other words, like it's like when you are in detention in school. If you do something bad, they send your ass to detention. What is detention? Separates you from everybody else. How come? You can't control your behavior. How come? You are acting out. Well, physical problems are the result of a mental disposition. Now remember, the average Cuban don't give a beat because we have a difficult time with structural alchemy. And we talked about that. We broke that down in the previous series. We have an issue with how our mental alchemy is structured. So we struggle with the dots, meaning cause and effect. It's difficult for the average Cuban to see what is causing that effect. Like if you see a kid and they're doing something, and you break down to the kid why you're doing that. The kid's going to say, dang, it got shit to do with my behavior. It's like if you watch Love and Hip Hop. If you're drawn to Love and Hip Hop from the perspective of housewives of Atlanta, you notice there's a lot of drama, throwing water on each other, arguing, fighting, loud. What is that? What part of you? What the energy? What's the payoff? Can you decode the cipher? The average of the Kibbalan cannot decode the cipher. It's difficult because we all are in love with the illusion. It's a feeling. So we engage in the illusion to feel. So when I ask you that question about escapism and coping mechanism, how come we are married to escaping reality? How come everybody needs to escape? We have to escape because the escape releases the dopamine that makes us feel good. Why? Well, tension doesn't make us feel good. What is tension? It's like we all want a beach body. How many people is willing to work out, 2 or 3 hours a day, sometimes twice a day, at least a good month, 2, maybe 3 months before beach time? How many people, you can look, no matter what your age, if you're my age and you want to look 30, what do you do? How many people are willing to do? Now, we all would like to take a pill. Like, remember we was breaking down Silicon Valley preoccupation with telomeres or reverse aging, and how these good old boys are doing everything from drinking their children's plasma, to doing all this other stuff to reverse their aging. Why? No matter what. None of this is next generation. Everybody's looking for a pill. We're all looking for it. Now, let's be honest. If they had one, would you take it? Well, Sister T, I think I'd probably take it. How come? So you mean there's a shortcut? Well, I've been looking for a shortcut for coming up on, I'm getting ready to turn, 63? And I've been looking for shortcuts for 63 years, Sister T. I ain't found one yet. They say they're out there. I don't know why. I can't find them, Sister T. I'm still looking. So if you find them, let me know. I ain't found no shortcuts. So what does that mean? That means that you and I have to elevate in love with the destination to get to the destiny. So as I said in the beginning of the show, the new advanced class, and again, this is the $1,000 book and 7-hour series that talks about and breaks down how to master life. Because when I got into this, I didn't get into this with the expectation. I was just exposing the fallen angels. I had no idea that as I got into DARPA and Gadriel, Gadreel, the God, one of the fallen angels, and we talked about, Astrokata, the other realms. Then I got into the 5 types of love inside the Bible, and the highest type of love, according to your Bible, is Philadelphia, or phileo love, which means brotherly love. But in the ancient text, it means puff daddy type love. It means bend over, grab your ankles, and get anally penetrated. Now, I don't know about you. I mean, homie don't play that. So why is that? Well, remember we talked about the Maserati Jews. They took out jots and tittles. So in the ancient text, if you put a tick mark on top of one letter, and then you remove that tick mark, when they translated it from the Latin Vulgate, because remember, Latinization is Satanization. So them good old boys, they ain't stupid. Remember, we got Greek and Hebrew. We don't got, Sanskrit. We don't got cuneiform. We don't got Aramaic. We don't got Chaldean. We got our frequency, Enochian, English, Anglish, angles. How to master angles of light. Now, if light is shined in a certain angle, it produces hue. Now, I hate to be the bearer of good news, but cellular division. 2 cells is 2 seeds. Mixed together, seeds mean seeds. So Quasi-Antar, which is the place on Mount Hermon, which gives us the term Vesica Pisces, when you combine two circles or two circles or two C's or two C's. CEA. Out of the seed, according to the book of Revelations. This dude comes up that's in Revelation 9:11. What happened on 9:11? So this dude in Hebrew got one name, but in Greek he has another name. We broke it down in the private message, so I can't really go into it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So these dudes that, if you want to use that term, they created what is the Roman number? What are the letters that equals 200 in Roman? CC. CC in Roman means 33. What is the third letter in the English alphabet? C. What is my name? MT33. MTCC. Two C's, but CEE or CEA. Do you see what I see? This is the Ark of the Covenant. You sign a covenant with Baal. Baal. How do I know? What the beep are they spreading in the air every day? They spray baranium and they spray aluminum. Now, if you go to your periodic table, baranium is the only metal. There's only two metals that you really can't get out of the brain. That's Ba on the periodic table and Al. So Ba and Al. Now, remember, I ain't no rocket science at the T. I mean, I'm just a country boy from Texas, but you put Ba and Al together, you get that dude. Now, he got another name. His name is Molech. They used to take babies and they would throw them in the fire to Molech. Every time an abortion is done, Molech gets that blood and he gets energy. Why y'all think them good old boys are promoting us? Gender equality, gender united feels good. Everybody said it's right. They said it last night. Obama said everybody should have the right to love who they want to love. Grab them ankles, boy. Greeks was into orgies. Man banging another man. We don't want no women. That's why there's no feminine energy in the ancient text. There's dudes humping other dudes. That's in your. Now remember, it's not in the original, but it's in yours. Because you got one from King Jimmy. King Jimmy was a flaming homosexual himself. So, light. Remember we talked about the three types of being in the private message? Fire, light, and clay. Anthropos. Fire don't like clay. Light don't like clay either. Nobody really likes us clay beings, us melanated beings. So yeah, Negro, melanin is a gift, but melanin is your greatest curse. That's why your ass is under the knife today. Don't believe me? Take your ass to the bank and try to get a loan, Negro. See what happens. Yeah, as a matter of fact, get 5 black people, put them together in the room. Them Negroes could be fighting in 5 minutes. Black folks can't come together to do shit unless we're going to party or procreate. Show me some Negroes getting together that's building something. No, not by accident. But it's as long as you know, you ain't supposed to try to change it. What are you supposed to do? Awareness of it. Awareness. Expand your consciousness. That increases your speed, your clarity, and your confidence. Because now you can see the forest and you see a bunch of trees out there. So you just walk around the tree. You see that pothole. You know the pothole is not a thing. I know the pothole is the absence of a thing. I know darkness is not a thing. I know darkness is the absence of a thing. What's the thing? The thing is light. God said, let there be light. He say shit about darkness. So a pothole is not a thing, bro. A pothole is the absence of dirt. So remember, it's the way that you interpret reality. You see a hole in the ground and you say that's a pothole. I see that hole. I see an absence of dirt. Give me some dirt. If you put the dirt in that hole, where does the hole go? If you walk into a room and it's dark, there's a light switch on the wall somewhere. If you flip that light, where does the darkness go? It was never there. It's in your imagination, bro. Because your brain interprets light. So when you have a thought, I want to ask you this question as we wrap up today's show. What color does your thought create? Ooh-wee, come on, preacher. What color are you thinking in? Are you thinking in purple? Are you thinking in blue? Are you thinking in, green? are you thinking in red? What color is your thought? Do you know that every time you have a thought, it produces a color? That's how they can read your aura. That's how I can read your aura. I can read your aura, bro, before you show up. We're on the phone talking. We ain't got to talk. If I can just see a mental image, if I can put your image in my head, I can see your cheek, your aura. So can most Alkebulan's that are tuned in. So that's magic. Magic is the ability to transmute energy. Come on, bro. Life is nothing but a projection of an electromagnetic inspection. That's life. How are you expecting your electrical magnetic projection? That's the matrix. That's the matrix. But silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. So you must become a magician or a maestro, a magi. We must become magicians of the light. You are, and we live in light. The God said one thing in the one verse. There's only one verse. Remember, if you can just get that, if you don't get nothing from today's message, if you can just get this, if you can recognize the frequency that you are emitting does not match God's, because God said one verse when He created the universe, one verse, one phrase. That one verse, He said, was, let there be light. Bam! There was light. So there's no other creation. That's how you create. So all problems exist because we don't live where God lives. I've heard a lot of Alkebulan say a lot of awesome stuff, but all I know is the only way for you to transcend from the lower realm of what we call thought, a.k.a. flesh, and return to the higher realm of thought, a.k.a. spirit, is for you to change the level or the layer or the realm by ascending, by expanding your awareness or your consciousness from the physical realm to the ether, to the astral, to the mental, to the emotional, to the etheric, all the way up the 9 levels, because again, light emits, light exists inside of matter. You are light, but you're trapped in a biological dirt suit. But your biological dirt suit, your matter, does not exist inside of your light. Let me say it again. Light cannot. Light does not exist inside of dirt. Say that again slow. Light cannot. Light does not exist, or should I say dirt does not exist inside of light. Light exists inside of dirt. So we amplify dirt. Dirt don't amplify us. So they lied to you. What does that mean, though? That means the flesh wars against the spirit wars against the flesh. These two are contrary to one another, but don't get it twisted. Your light is more powerful than your flesh. But they tell you that your flesh is more powerful than your light. And I don't think so. Unless you feed it. Because it's done unto you as you feed. That means your attention. So if you believe it, so I'm going to tell you, oh man, I'm sorry, dog. You got ABC Incorporated. You're going to die in 30 days. Go home and get your affairs in order. So you're going to say, yes, oh great deity of sorcery. So the deity, doctor of sorcery, pharmakeia, or medicine. So every time you go to the doctor, you go and see a soothsayer. So don't just keep it real. Ain't nothing wrong with it. So you go see the soothsayer. You go see a deity of sorcery, and he gonna do a little mumbo jumbo on you, and you gonna believe. And since now remember, you're gonna blame the white man, you're gonna blame the diet, you're gonna blame the diet, you're gonna blame the insurance, you're gonna blame, what Master Teacher 33 said, you're gonna blame somebody, because no Negro wants to take responsibility and accountability. No, sir. No, ma'am. We don't know that corruption must put on incorruptibility. We didn't read 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 53. Because the Reverend Dr. Bishop said, you're going to die and go to hell. You believed him because he put some fear inside of you, bro. And you didn't read that the way it says God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He gave us a spirit of love, power, and a whoop ass take names. But we didn't get that verse. Not us, those other folks. So if I can con you, but you got to buy it though. I'm selling snake oil, but you got to buy it. So if I'm the bad guy, You can't get mad at the bad guy. He got to make a living too. The bad guy, the monkey, that monkey mind. Because remember the monkey, go back to Aladdin. Watch the cartoon again. Aladdin goes up to the guy and he opens a big old thing. He opens his mouth and he tell Aladdin, touch nothing but the lamp. It's the only thing. One verse. One verse. So God told you one verse. God said one verse. Let there be. Now, he said light. What you say? Well, for me, I say let there be wealth. Booyah. And there was wealth. Let there be health. Booyah. So are you going to believe God or are you going to believe the deity of sorcery? It's up to you, dog. You get to have it done unto you as you believe. So remember, I'm talking about time under tension. I'm talking about your ass is under the water and you drowning. What the fuck you going to do? You going to keep swallowing water or you going to hold your breath? Whoop. And you're going to fight to get your ass up to the top. How do you fight? The monkey. Who's the monkey? Your brain. Not to you because I've almost drowned 3 times. The last time we was on a cruise recently. Only thing, I would not be here with you. That was just, a couple of years ago. I got sucked underneath the ship. I was out there. I was underneath. No snorkel kit, no nothing. I was down there for a good 2-3 minutes. So I had to do what? Stop fighting. I had to relax my mind. Don't panic. If you panic, you start breathing hard and you suck in a bunch of oxygen and you're dead. Same thing happened when I had COVID. Remember I told you guys? I could run up the same stairs that took me 8 hours to walk up when I had COVID. I was panicking because I was breathing, but I was breathing air, but there wasn't no air, Dr. Martinet. It was wild because I know I was breathing, but I was gasping for air while I was breathing air. What the? That was, you talking about mental? It was all mental. It was all mental. If I had a panic, Dr. Martinet, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. That wasn't that long ago either. So when we go through these time, you got to spend some time under tension. Remember, the Bible says, count it all joy when. It didn't say if. So right now, y'all act strange when bad shit happens to you. Yo, Doc, you know, man, I don't understand what's going on, brother. The devil showed up whooping my ass. No shit. That's a part of what we call life. That's how we learn. We go through adversity. So you're supposed to count it all joy when. So don't be surprised. Don't count it strange. Don't call nobody. You don't need no prayer. You don't need no curandero. You don't need nothing. You just need to calm down and take some deep breaths and say, hey, how do I master the light? Life is a thought that I project that manipulates electricity and magnetism that creates an illusion. So how do I transcend the illusion? How do I change lack into abundance? How do I change a bad relationship into a good one? How do I change a negative report into a good report? How do I regrow and reheal our teeth? Like I've been doing. And I was cut up in a fetal position, a month and a half ago? I've been doing my MMS, putting in some hydrochloride, however you call that mineral, basically remineralization of the tooth. So far, so good. So brothers and sisters, touch nothing but the lamp. The lamp is light. Light is God. Because the Bible says God is the light of the world. When you go into the cave, just like Aladdin, remember Aladdin, he didn't touch nothing, but the monkey did. The monkey touched those jewels that caused the entire mind to collapse. Consciousness. Monkey mind. The lamp is the light, the pineal gland, or love. Your job is to use the magic carpet to get the fuck out. Because the magic carpet represents the Holy Spirit, or the Ruach, or the Pneuma. Get on that carpet and ride the bump up out before the monkey collapses your universe. Or get rid of the monkey. Vibrate on the mental plane, but focus just intent only that matches destiny, that will put you on the right destination. Stop disrupting your own success. We're causing our own mess. It's causing us to experience less. Get out of your own mess. Get out of your own way. Choose ye this day whom ye will serve. You serve as me, to me, by me, through me. Mind frequency tuner. You are a mind frequency tuner. The same way you tune in on a radio station, the same way you tune or turn or change the channel on your TV. Thought is received, not created. Thought is received. It is not created. Thought is received. It is not created. Thought is predetermined. Thought is self-determined. Operate on higher planes of thought. Remove your thought from the lower plane and lower density. Higher thought creates exceptional mental clarity. Higher thought creates mental clarity. Clarity creates destination. Destination takes you to your destiny. Destiny is the recognizing of your destination. I have a destiny. When I recognize my destination, which is my destiny, but my destiny is predetermined by God. But my destination is self-determined by me. If I choose the wrong thought, it takes me to the wrong destiny. Thoughts are not created by you. Thoughts are chosen by you. If something's missing in your life, that means you are choosing the wrong thoughts. Only choose thought that takes you to destiny. If you want to go way deeper, I have the advanced class book, 7-hour series. That one gets into some deep shiznits that we talked about many years ago. Back in, I think it was a long time ago. I talked about I did a program called Biological Acceleration. And we got into the 12 simple sensations. And we broke down hydrogel and how Lucifer is interfering through hydrogel. And how we get out by tapping back into Daniel chapter 2, verse 10, using voice-activated DNA or epigenetic to override synthetic biology, which means synthetic. They are using biological phonons and biological photons to hijack spiritual phonons. Spiritual phonons, according to Luke chapter 12, verse 25, it talks about the multidimensional consciousness of the code of aneomoi, A-N-E-M-O-I, which is a Greek word that means the cipher. And the cipher is the key. The key controls the monkey. This is the key to knowledge that's break down and talked about in Mark chapter 1, verse 29. Again, this is a big ticket item. It's 2 payments of 5 or 1 payment of 1K. And we'll start upon completion of the current series. The next series we'll do will be the advanced pay-per-view. Then we'll be back to so we're doing a $100 series and then a 1K series and a $100 series and 1K series. We're going back and forth until the end of this year. Man, I love y'all. Appreciate you. God bless. We're going to see y'all later.